Hi folks, Pete here from Ashton's Cars. Today I'm showing you around a Vauxhall Viva. That's not the one from the 70s that your granddad had. It's Vauxhall's small 5-door Super Mini, which they've been making since 2015 and which, if I'm being honest, I've not really paid that much attention to before. But one's just come into a dealership that we deal with quite a lot, so we've decided to buy it. It's a 2016 model and it's the SL spec. And these SL spec Vivas seem to have a really good specification. They're actually sold as a Chevrolet Spark in some markets. And they come with a whole host of extras when they're up in the SL spec, including, which really surprised me, cruise control on this 1-litre 5-door model. So quite an impressive little car. They sit in the range slightly below the Corsa. They're a little bit smaller. Similar size to an Adam, but a very different concept, because where the Adam is the 3-door sort of more youthful and sporty version, this is a bit more practical with 5 doors and a much bigger sort of feeling interior. It does feel a lot more spacious in there, even though externally it's about the same size as the Adam. So I'll take you around this car, show you a few of the features that it's got. It has quite impressed me today because, as I said, I've not really paid that much attention to them. They weren't on my radar previously until this one came along a day or so ago. But what a lot of car for the money. The great thing about this little Viva is it's a similar size to sort of the Hyundai i10s and the Peugeot 107s, Toyota Aygo, that sort of car. But this has got a 4-cylinder engine in it, 75 horsepower, and a lot more features in it than you seem to get in the rivals. As I say, cruise control, and this one's even got the lane departure warning on it, which I was quite surprised. It seems for a 2016 Super Mini to be a very generous specification indeed. And these are a real bargain car. I mean, this is a 3995 car that you're looking at here, so it's really a great price range vehicle and ideal for someone perhaps as a second car, or maybe as a learner car even at that sort of price range, as well as, of course, anyone who's just wanting something reliable and cheap to run. And speaking of cheap to run, tax on this 2016 model is only £20 a year. Now, I will warn you, if you go to the 2017s, that you're up to £195 a year then. But prior to 2017, these were only £20 a year to tax. So a little bit of a bargain and a big help with the running costs there in the form of that reduced road tax. Anyway, let's have a look at what it's got to offer. I will say this particular car has come from a really good trusted source of mine, and it's clearly been very well looked after. Finished in white. There's a couple of little marks on the back bumper, just from loading and unloading it, I'm guessing. But it looks like someone's really taken a bit of pride in it. It's got some aftermarket mats inside, which I'll show you in a second. And while the Viva might be, well, not the most inspiring shape I've ever seen, it's actually quite inoffensive. It's not a bad looking car at all. I think my ignorance towards this car previously is possibly just, it does tend to blend in with every other Super Mini of this size. It looks quite similar to the i10, quite similar to a lot of other cars in this sort of range, but that's not a bad thing really, especially when you consider this one's got a lot more extras and a lot more sort of interesting things inside it than its rivals. So I'll briefly show you. We'll start at the back. Let's start at the boot. Little touchpad under there that opens this. It's quite a good size. It's a proper 5-seater, this car, as well. So you do get, let me just zoom that out a bit so you can see better. You do get split fold seats, and you get a reasonably deep boot there. Do you get a spare tyre though? No, you get a pump, but that's quite normal these days, isn't it? So not a bad sized boot at all. Quite a usable space there for your weekly shopping. Now let's move towards the back of the car. So as I say, this is a 5-seater. A lot of rivals are only 4-seaters. So that's a big bonus in this particular car, as are ISOFIX points on the 2 outer seats. So that's ideal if you've got young children. You're going to be putting them in the back of the car. The ISOFIX points are fitted as standard on the Vauxhall Viva. They're not in all of its rivals. Electric windows at front, but at the back here we have got manual windows. But they are proper windy ones, not the push-out ones that you get in the Citroen and the Peugeot. So that's a little bit of a bonus as well. Now this is where it impressed me. I think the SL model is quite a decent spec. It's higher up in the range. So we have got sort of half leatherette, I don't think it's leather, seats. There is a little bit of damage there from people getting in and out. It started to split. Not bad, but noticeable. But it's quite a nice layout, I think. I'm sorry, this is sometime later because I've just had a customer on site, and believe it or not, he was interested in this particular car, so he's looking at a few, and he was looking at the C1 and the Viva and comparing the two cars, and it's an interesting comparison. From my point of view, this car's just got a little bit more equipment on it, and I'll just show you some of the bits that we've got inside it now. So it is now raining here, and it's a little bit darker and more dreary than when you last saw me. But let's just do the quick startup sequence on this car. So there we are, nice clear dials. We've got a digital fuel gauge and a digital temperature gauge along the top. You can see it's 96,000 miles the car's done in total. So I'll turn the key on, lots of lights, and then we'll just fire up. And they should all pretty much go out. They do a little sweep, those dials do. And there's all the lights out, apart from my seatbelt, which I've not got on private land. And the tyre pressure warning light, I've just got to reset the tyre pressures on the car because we've just checked them. So I'll do that shortly. But let's focus on the equipment that we've got in this car. Now, what is very impressive, first of all, it has got a trip computer. So if I use this stalk by here, there's a little wheel, which you can go up and down on, and it will give me things like the range, how much mileage I've got left in the tank, that sort of thing, which is quite handy. I've got cruise control on this car, along with a speed limiter function. So cruise, you press up, speed limiter down, and you can set and reset it using this dial here and cancel. That's a really luxurious item for a car in this class. And look, the wheel is stitched in leather as well, which is quite nice. It's quite a nice steering wheel, actually. Looks great. And on this side, I've got controls for my phone because it's got a Bluetooth phone system on it, and audio controls. So it's a nice layout. Feels good in the hands as well. And the wheel is adjustable for height, but not for reach on this car. That tends to be the norm on these type of things. Now, it is a 1 litre 3-cylinder engine. This, I did say 4-cylinder earlier on by accident, I think. It's a 3-cylinder, 75 horsepower engine. Essentially, it's a cam chain engine, so you haven't got any cam belt to worry about. And it's the Ecotech engine that they do. Don't mention EcoBoost, that's Ford, and they're a disaster. But this is a much better engine, but normally aspirated, 75 horsepower with a 5-speed manual gearbox. Now we've got climate controlled air conditioning, which blows ice cold, and if anything, I've had to turn it up a little bit today because it was getting a bit too cold in here. And we've got this nice multimedia stereo system, which can also play music off your phone. So it's quite a nice little setup. We have got these half leather seats in it. I say leather, they're not really. I think they're vinyl or plastic or something, but it does resemble leather in some way, shape or form. And the whole thing's got quite a nice feel to it. Rubberized mat in there, decent sized glove box. Plastics feel reasonably good on the car. It feels well screwed together. Does feel, I think, nicer than the average Vauxhall, and this is this is their smallest car, so they've done a really good job of it. God, I don't want to go back outside now. Look at this. The joys of living in Wales in the summer. Anyway, I was just comparing this with the C1 with a customer. He came to look at the C1, saw this, has realised I think that this is actually a little bit more car for the same money, and has gone away to have a little think about it. I've probably just confused him, actually, because he did think he wanted a C1 till he saw this. Let's give it a quick rev. The unmistakable throng of a 3-cylinder engine is there, but it is a lot more subdued in here than it is in the C1. This car is a lot more refined than the Citroen C1, and that's the biggest difference, I think. Aside from the fact that being a slightly posher model, we've got things like electric mirrors in it, cruise control, a few extras that you wouldn't get in the average C1. I think the fact that this car's a little bit more refined, a little bit quieter, is perhaps the biggest reason that I would certainly consider a Vauxhall Viva if I was looking at a small car right now. I really don't want to go back outside for a minute, so I'll just finish this off in here, and we'll put some photos up of the exterior of the car as well. Vauxhall Vivas came out in 2015. They're still doing them, actually, I think, in some shape or form, and they are the smallest Vauxhall in the range, but they do tend to offer quite a good spec, quite a good car for your money. And with them, there's only one engine choice, the 1 litre 3-cylinder engine that's in this car. It's quite a simple range, quite a sort of no frills approach really to small cars, and I quite like that. So this little car that you're in now with the SL spec is one of the higher spec models. It's, I think, great little alternative to the usual crowd, the C1s, the Peugeot 107s, the Hyundai i10s, and I'm quite impressed with the package. As I say, it's a car I've ignored in the past, but I will not be ignoring in the future. So hopefully this will be available for sale. I might have just sold it. If not, though, just give us a ring anyway if you're interested in one. If we haven't got this one, we'll get another one in for you. The number's 07932 873 646. My name's Pete. Give me a ring. I'll be happy to take part exchange, deliver this car anywhere you want in the UK. I just don't want to be getting wet right now out there. But trust me, I'll come to you with it, and you can inspect it before you pay your balance and make sure you're happy with everything. It's a lovely car, and I think just good value for money, really. We're probably going to get the little marks on the back bumper done and sprayed. I've just bought a little guard to go on the back bumper as well to stop that happening again, because it seems to be prime position for it getting caught. But it's a very clean, very smart little, well-presented car, this, with just 96,000 miles on the clock. So a great little buy for someone, and give me a call if you're interested. Thanks for viewing. Please give us a hit on the subscribe button and the notifications, and you will be kept abreast of what we got coming in. And of course, please feel free to comment below. Let us know your thoughts on this. Let me know. I'd be really interested if you've had one of these and a Citroen C1 before. Which did you prefer? Which would you buy if you were in this position? Because I've just spent the last hour working out with this chap which one's the better car, and it's a very hard decision, I think. This is a bit more refined, but those little C1s, they have got a great reputation, great engine, they don't tend to go wrong. Not saying the Viva hasn't got a good reputation, it's a good car as well, but you know, people are drawn to the C1, they trust it. A lot of people have had them in the past and love them. But is the Viva perhaps a better alternative? Let me know your thoughts on it. Which one would you buy if you were in this position? And perhaps when we've got some better weather, I'll do an actual comparison test between the Vauxhall Viva and the Citroen C1, and we'll do a compare, contrast, and have a proper discussion about which car you would buy out of those two. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day wherever you are. Bye for now.